Hello, and welcome back to Idioms Explained Podcast. This is episode 4, and I'm Emily, ready to explore another colorful English idiom.
And I'm Alex. It's great to be with you all. Today, Emily, we're talking about something that doesn't happen very often at all, are we?
We certainly are, Alex. The idiom we're unpacking today is once in a blue moon. It sounds quite poetic and mysterious, doesn't it?
It does. Once in a blue moon. It immediately makes you think of something rare or infrequent, and that's exactly what it means. Something that happens very rarely or almost never.
Precisely. If an event occurs once in a blue moon, it's an uncommon occurrence. For example, if someone who usually dislikes cooking actually prepares a meal, you might say, "Wow, you cooked dinner. That happens once in a blue moon."
Good one. Or, I only see my cousins from Australia once in a blue moon because they live so far away. It emphasizes the infrequency of the event.
So, where does this intriguing phrase come from? Is there actually such a thing as a blue moon, Alex?
Well, yes and no, Emily. The term blue moon has a few astronomical definitions, but the most common one used today refers to the second full moon that occurs within a single calendar month. Since a full moon cycle is about 29.5 days, it's unusual for two to fall in the same month, but it does happen, roughly every 2 to 3 years.
So a blue moon itself is a relatively rare astronomical event, which then lends itself to the idiomatic meaning of something happening very infrequently.
Exactly. There's also a much rarer phenomenon where the moon can actually appear blue in color due to dust or smoke particles in the atmosphere, for example, after a large volcanic eruption. But the idiom is more commonly associated with the calendrical definition of the second full moon in a month.
That's fascinating. So the idiom has a basis in a real, albeit infrequent natural occurrence. How else can we use once in a blue moon in conversation?
You could use it to describe habits or preferences. For instance, I'm not a big fan of spicy food, but I'll eat it once in a blue moon if I'm in the mood. Or, he's usually very punctual, so he's late for work once in a blue moon.
It really helps to emphasize just how rare something is. It's more expressive than just saying rarely or seldom. It adds a bit of color and imagery to the statement.
It does, and it's quite a common idiom, so it's a good one for learners to understand and even use. For example, we only go to that expensive restaurant once in a blue moon for very special occasions.
So, the core meaning is clear, very rarely. Are there any pitfalls or common mistakes learners might make with this idiom?
I think the main thing is just understanding that it means very infrequently, not literally about the color of the moon in most contexts. And it's generally used for things that could happen more often, but don't, rather than things that are truly impossible.
That's a good point. It's not for impossible events, but for very rare ones. So, to summarize for our listeners, once in a blue moon means something that happens very rarely or very infrequently.
A perfect summary, Emily. It's a lovely idiom that adds a touch of charm to the English language when describing those infrequent occurrences.
It really is. And we hope our listeners feel that learning new idioms with us is an event they look forward to, hopefully more often than once in a blue moon.
Well said. Thanks for joining us for episode 4 of Idioms Explained Podcast. We trust that once in a blue moon is now a much clearer concept for you.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Learn English by English channel for more linguistic explorations. We'll be back soon with another idiom.
Until then, take care and keep practicing.